Following program is rated TVMA for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. Let me try.
Okay. Then if it's not charging, then let's go ahead. Let's kill it. So that you can phone. What?
Just a second. We're troubleshooting. Is that why your lamp didn't go on too? We got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So there we go. Aha.
All right.
A new Bigfoot sighting in Monroe County, Michigan, is being called credible by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, that on May 18th, Edward Henry and his 12-year-old son were fishing near Plum Creek when they heard rustling and a loud thud. They claimed to see, and we quote, an 8-foot-tall hairy creature with a hairy back and big butt cheeks. The sighting occurred near jail in the quarry area. Experts are intrigued, speculating it may be a crossbreed between early giant humans and a gorilla. BFRO is investigating the report.
I'm sorry, but
again?
Yeah, let's watch it again. You want to really quickly tell the listeners what we're watching?
This was another clip of In the Woods of a creature, possibly dogman, squatch, big furry thing. And this one was clearer and visibly moving.
A lot, yeah. Okay, so let's watch it again.
A new Bigfoot sighting in Monroe County, Michigan, is being called credible by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, that on May 18th, Edward Henry and his 12-year-old son were fishing near Plum Creek when they heard rustling and a loud thud. They claimed to see, and we quote, an 8-foot-tall hairy creature with a hairy back and big butt cheeks. The sighting occurred near jail in the quarry area. Experts are intrigued, speculating it may be a crossbreed between early giant humans and a gorilla. BFRO is investigating the report.
Wow.
That looked really ape-like. Bigger, furrier, not an ape, but it had that ape face. It was that clear.
And it definitely wasn't Dogman.
No. I don't even want to say that looked like Bigfoot. That looked like a hybrid of giant person, large human.
And it was
I don't know. It had that facial structure like not even so much gorilla, almost more chimpanzee to me.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that was up in Michigan somewhere.
I want to research that. Was it BFR that they mentioned?
BFRO.
I want to look into that too.
The Bigfoot Field Research Organization.
Yeah. And I want to look and see if there's any sort of secret research labs anywhere in that area. Because you know we're coming up with creatures that don't exist in nature.
Right. But like, what kind of research labs? Who, like, run by who?
The government.
Oh, well, okay.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. This is all just for fun. But You know, there's that island off of, what is the name of the island off of New York that they closed down because of the research?
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about? And then the weird research.
See, this is why we've got to have our sources, because that's a great one to talk about too, because that's some trippy shit up there.
And all I'm saying is, if there are research labs around, even sites unsourced, we know that they exist.
You know, the thing is that I just don't know enough information, and so I come across looking really stupid. And
no, you don't.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Speculating.
I know, but
stuff we're taught in schools and stuff.
What's that?
This is not stuff we're taught in school.
No, I know, but like when we bring stuff like that up, though, and it's like, and nobody knows what the name of the island is, and somebody, you know, that one person in the middle of the lake in Kansas is sitting there going, "It's this island, goofball," you know. Anyway,
all I'm saying is, if they're researching hybrid animals in various places on the earth,
oh yeah,
there's more than they let us know about.
Oh, for sure.
Plum Island Animal Disease Center.
Yep, Plum Island. That's the one off New York. I know that's too far away for it to migrate to Michigan. But how many of those research labs are there?
Yeah. Well, and if you've read The Hot Zone, that's terrifying.
It's scary.
The Hot Zone?
The Hot Zone is a book about how a research lab in the United States, I believe it was very near Washington, D.C., accidentally almost released Ebola into the American population back in, oh gosh, I'm going to have to look up my sources on that one. It's terrifying stuff.
And we all know that mistakes happen. And even with all the best security in the world, stuff gets out.
1989, a chimpanzee research lab in Washington, D.C. And there was a U.S. Army scientist who stuck her neck out to stop this whole thing from becoming a pandemic. And Ebola is some scary stuff. So especially animal research by the government scares me. There are quite a few research labs in Michigan, it looks like.
Oh, what was that Michigan one? Go to the website.
Which one?
We're researching. We're citing sources.
Yep.
A complex of 28 buildings comprising 2.1 million square feet of office, research, and manufacturing space. That's a lot of space. 8 research groups.
From all corners of the earth, they gather to study the mystifying frozen fossil, a reptilian tail that grows into a giant of terror.
What happened? I'm so big. Stop staring and get me something to wear.
That specific name for him, I remember him being called a different name. Not that I can remember what that name is right off the top of my head.
Right. No, he also was known as King Ghidrah. And it was this 3-headed dragon. Yeah.
Oh! I was mishearing you. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
Okay.
Harry Potter had a 3-headed dog.
What?
For Harry Potter, the 3-headed dog.
Oh, okay.
You gotta name it.
What's his name?
Well,
Oh my god, this is one of my deities' pets, and I can't remember the name. Are you serious?
Cerebrus?
Yes.
Cerebrus.
Cerebrus, thank you. I was thinking Cypress in my head, and I knew that wasn't right, so thank you.
Cypress. I actually was thinking Cerebrus. believe it or not.
Really? Because, yeah. What if it? I want to find a two-headed dragon.
Well, you have to go to China in a little rowboat. Okay, so we are looking at what, 37? Okay, so we've got probably about 10, 15 minutes or so. Nobody else has
Timer
anything.
says 8 minutes.
What's that?
Timer says 8 minutes.
Really?
Yep, up in my upper right corner.
Okay.
What
Weird.
was I? Okay.
Oh, because we were late getting in here. That's why. I'm sorry. What?
We could go back to Tenino for a second.
Okay, go for it.
Well, you tried so hard to get out.
I know, and there I am again. So first of all, Tenino was named after the train, T90, right? That was that track. And we're talking old timey, like one of Tenino's big things is wooden nickels, because that's what they used back then, right?
Okay.
So not only do you have the old trains, which I swear there's ghost trains, right? But you also have the quarry right there. And that's an old quarry. And there's a lot of energy in quarries, and there's a lot of accident in quarries. And, you know, it was kind of, there were some spooky places growing up when I lived there. And there were things that went on in my house specifically, but even in other buildings.
Did you ever hear the shadow people walking through the park, or that were in the park?
Mm-mm.
Does somebody want to tell the audience where Tenino sits geographically?
South of Olympia.
Okay.
Pretty much. But
So
it's a tiny town.
I'm sorry.
Between Bakota, Rainier, and Olympia, or Tumwater.
Town.
Yeah,
But it was started really small, you know.
the only thing I know about the quarry is it's a nice swim spot these days. So.
Yeah, it was closed for like decades, and they finally cleaned it and opened it back up. It was like a really big deal. Like really. But yeah, we had happenings in our house. And I lived in a few houses in Tenino, and I swear one house that we lived in for about a month after we sold our other house, the vibes in this house, man. It was really old. It was all wood floors, you know, the old creaky closet doors and stuff. It was really old. And I remember my room specifically not feeling right. I did not like it. And there was this big dollhouse. It was empty, but it was in the room, and it creeped me out. It was weird. It was really weird. We only had to stay there like a month because they sold it.
There's a lot of activity in Tenino.
There's a lot of what?
And Bakota.
I'm sorry, there was a lot of what?
I said there's a lot of weird activity in Tenino and Bakota both.
You're cutting out. You're cutting out a little bit.
Did you catch that? Yeah.
There's a train.
Are you outside?
Yeah. I'm hopping the train. I got my stick with the big red and white polka dot bag thing hanging off of it. Okay, yeah.
Because we can't hear it that much. Just so you know.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Okay, good. So Oz, you were saying something about there being weird activity out there.
I said there's a lot of weird activity in Tenino and Bakota both, and Rainier.
Well, in Maytown,
Is that
pretty close too.
Yeah, well, the entire town of Maytown burnt down at one point.
Right.
My
So
house
that
is
would probably
down.
I'm sorry.
The house that I grew up in Tenino, burnt, not completely down. My dad salvaged it, but it gutted it when I was in first grade. They never figured out what caused it.
I'm sorry.
Well, guys, we are looking at about 2.5 minutes from what I can tell. So I'm going to go ahead.
Fires happen in Tenino.
And the black houses.
And old restaurants and breweries. Wow.
You're ready.
All right. Hey guys, it's Shiloh Borden with Bad Company MMA. I'm hoping you all enjoy this show on the Groove Zone. Check it out.
Rock and roll. Just like a rock star, man. Cool.
We're exhibiting in Barney. And I didn't think it was a good influence. What's interesting to me is that I feel like you didn't see that so much earlier on, but these negative behaviors kind of creeped into the show where these kids were kind of ill-mannered, so to speak. And so yeah, that's why we limited your viewing of it. But I just saw an interesting theory that says that there's a theory out there that Barney was based on a 1930s serial killer.
Really?
That's one theory that's out there.
You know, and short of bashing every costumed kids show character that's ever been on TV or radio or whatever, you know, it's a strange field when you stop and think, like what Fury mentioned about Gacy. You know, you have adults dressed up as these cartoon characters or these mascots or whatever, and what that does immediately, especially with kids, is that, well, really young kids, sometimes it can instill fear, but you know, for the most part, though, above a certain age and type of comprehension, kids totally are attracted to and drawn to that kind of character that's out, you know, just parading around, whether it's in a parade atmosphere or an amusement park or a kid's birthday party or whatever. And I think it's just kind of goes with the territory that it has this creep factor to it.
But it also, I think, for a lot of kids, when they see these kid-friendly costumes or whatever, there's an assumed safety.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Which is, like, the worst thing you could do. That's an instant, guys.
When you stop and think that anybody can get a hold of these costumes for the most part, it may not be like one of the official ones, but something even remotely close to it, and pass themselves off as an entertainer. That, yeah. And I don't mean to always go down a dark, dismal road, but that is a little creepy.
It is kind of what we're talking about.
Ghidrah?
I actually have a kind of odd tangent to go on, but like, kids are inclined to believe that people are these characters that they look up to. Like, they are ready to just believe wholeheartedly that whoever they're talking to is this character and not a human being. As evidenced by one time my stepdad was working at this game company, and he got a phone call one day while he was at work. There was this kid who wanted to talk to one of the characters from one of the games, and they were like hysterical. They really wanted to talk to this character, so my stepdad pretended to be this character for I don't know how long to, you know, make this kid not hysterical anymore. It's a wild story, but it just goes. Sorry, go ahead.
One step beyond that, I remember when that happened, and I will say that parents are sometimes implicit in this fantasy, because the mother of that child got on the phone at one point while the child was hysterical and said, "Can you please just be this character for my son?"
Instead of explaining the truth.
Instead of explaining the truth to her child.
Because it's
So
easier.
Because it's easier. Parents are frequently implicit in this type of thing. And the problem is that leads to, as you were saying, further indoctrination with things like Paw Patrol, where we see this social control aspect to children's programming.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so who knows? Can I bring something up?
Yeah.
Does anybody know Blippi? The character Blippi?
I have heard about Blippi, but I have not watched Blippi. But
okay, Blippi is a real live guy, actually from, I believe, Eastern Washington. And he created this kids show where he acts like a child, and he goes to all these, like, he's been to the Hands-On Children's Museum. He goes to all these kids' places and bounces around and plays on the things. It's weird because he acts way too much like a child himself and very much acts like unmedicated hardcore ADHD. It's freaky. And I say this because I worked with kids my whole life. The thing is, and this is verifiable, before he did Blippi, there is a video out there where he actually, trigger warning, and this is all for entertainment purposes only, he defecated into his friend's mouth.
Oh, my word.
And that's not theory, that's fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? That's messed up.
And we just let our, and I'm guilty too. My kid watches Paw Patrol. My kid watches a lot of these things. It's very hard to stop it because it's everywhere, right? And a lot of it I don't know about, and you find out afterwards, and then how, like, what kind of damage control can you do later on?
Well, you have to like educate your kids about what they're watching as soon as you find out what it is. Like, because obviously there's so much media out there, and especially with the internet, you can't completely control what your kids are consuming these days. But
it's impossible.
What you can do is you can do your research about it and educate them as to what the actual messages are behind it, and you can like make them a conscientious viewer. So I would like to go on a tangent about that if I may. I know the meeting's coming to a close soon, but
go for it.
Okay, so there is this entertainer. His name is Logan Paul, and he, tries to aim his content at younger people, maybe not like toddlers and stuff, but definitely younger people. And he has made some absolutely atrocious videos, specifically the one I'm thinking of, and this is definitely one of the worst ones he made.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is DJ Triple T. Tune in to Hook, Line, and Thinker every Monday and Sunday. And we got some great content for you, so y'all need to check it out. Only here on the Groove Zone, baby. Let's go.
Also been a place of power for supernatural entities. Like,
oh yeah,
it makes sense that if the supernatural entities of power were there, they would have granted more skills, more knowledge, more power to the peoples that were already living there.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things that actually, like, the Fallen are known for, is that they brought knowledge to the human race, knowledge of, a number of things. And, gosh, it's just like every other rabbit hole we jump down. There's so much more that we could talk about as far as all this goes. My main reason for wanting to cover this today, though, was basically Vatican secrets. Because the Vatican is, then there again, only they would know for sure, but there is so much weird stuff associated with the Vatican in particular. And because of the fact, I think too, that they are sovereign nation?
Well, they're by themselves.
Exactly. So they self-police, they self-govern, they self-rule. which keeps a lot of other entities from being able to access that.
However,
Yes.
think about how much the Nazi regime took artwork, artifacts, I mean, all over Europe, right? They broke in everywhere. They got a bad replica of the Amber Room. I mean, they were after everything, and they did not bust into the Vatican, and that tells me something.
Oh, they didn't?
The Vatican
Have you
also
ever heard
holds,
of anything coming out of the Vatican?
No.
they also hold secret audio or music from ancient coral, or like, which has a very interesting vibration, or what is it, the hertz that actually are healing hertz that they have taken, and not because of whatever there is, but most of it is when we have to hide anything, what is your hide purpose? And I think the pharmaceutical companies do not want anything that can create healing by just listening, which hurts. If hertz is a pretty powerful vibration and frequency.
Oh, yeah.
128 hertz.
What's that?
128 hertz is the healing hertz.
Okay. Well, and you can turn on YouTube videos and actually hear that. Or
Well,
watch that
the only element is the pure form of that is right now, that is nice. We can have that, but there's some deeper elements.
Replication.
What?
It's a replicated frequency.
Yes, anyway, that's just something. I mean, so why would you hide healing frequencies, or why would you hide I forget what it's called, but the when I was in Israel, in the resonance of this one cathedral, this man was singing, and literally the entire place, he was facing a wall, and it literally ruminated. He was not singing loud, but it filled the entire facility. It was
I've heard about that. I've heard about those kind of places.
Powerful. So I've felt it personally, and so there is reasons why there's a lot of things that are hidden in the Vatican for their own purposes. So
well, and the Vatican is known for hiding everything. Oh, Celeste.
I was just going to say, going back to Cain, there are some legendary sources that identify Cain as the original vampire.
Yeah.
And if that were the case, you can imagine all sorts of reasons the Vatican would want to hide that. So I just think that's interesting. We have accounts going all the way back to Beowulf identifying Cain as the original progenitor of vampirism. So, and Cain also says in, I believe it's Genesis 4:13, that God has given him a curse he cannot bear.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the idea of immortality mixed with that constant hunger that a vampire would feel would decidedly be the kind of curse that one would describe as something they cannot bear.
Oh, and can you imagine forever? That
Forever.
I mean, forever is a very long time, and I can't even imagine. Gabriel, did you have something you wanted to interject?
I can't remember what it was, but the meeting says it's closing in less than a minute.
Okay, well, gosh, guys, this was fun. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after these messages. You are listening to Hook, Clarion, and Thinker, a podcast here on the Groove Zone Network. For MommaHeart, Gabriel, Oz, Celeste, Fury, and Hero Protagonist, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
Pretty fast. You don't stop to look around once in a while. You could miss it.
Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that page.
Oh, look. Okay, let me ask. Have you ever seen a UFO?
I thought that I had.
It's
Yes.
Freeway Bill. Okay. Now, I'm not talking under the influence, though.
No. It was when I was really a kid. We used to go. I never forget it. I probably was, I don't know, maybe 12.
Okay.
We used to go fishing. My dad and my brother and I used to go to lakes outside of Scottsdale. There's a bunch of lakes: Saguaro Lake, Apache Lake, Roosevelt Lake, and we used to go to these lakes to go fishing.
Okay.
And and we would sleep outside. One night we're at one of the lakes, I can't remember which one, and me and my brother are in our sleeping bags, and it's night, and I see these kind of lights moving way, lights moving around, not like an airplane that's just going across the horizon, but no, it's turning back and back around and doing all these crazy things. And I don't know what it was. I still can't explain it. I don't know what it was.
Really? Like how far above you would you say it was?
Oh no, way high, like up
in the atmosphere then.
Up in the atmosphere, yeah. Wow. Moving back and forth in strange motions where it's not a star, it's not an airplane, it's not, it's going in circles. And I'm telling my brother, Billy, look at that. What the heck is, and he's going, I don't know. We never did, I don't know what it was.
But you didn't wake Dad up and ask him to take a look?
No.
Wow, interesting. And the reason why I asked is because you're ready.
All right. Hey guys, it's Shiloh Borden with Bad Company MMA. I'm hoping you all enjoy this show on the Groove Zone. Check it out.
Rock and roll. Just like a rock star, man. Cool. I'm wearing Doug. Well, he's next door.
Druid, so
anyway, don't
from
go.
Coming from Southern California, Washington State, green space, it is. And we went to Jersey, and I thought everyone was nice. But anytime I would hear anyone talk reference, oh, Jersey, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think, and it depends on who you're there with and, what you're doing there.
The new cubes from Bovril. Have you seen them yet? Well, they're made just the way a good cube should be. Perfect for all your red meat cooking. They're packed with good, meaty flavor and seasoning to bring out the best in your cooking. Bovril made them to crumble easier, dissolve faster, to help make rich, brown gravy they'll love. Believe me, these new cubes from the Bovril people bring out the best in your cooking. Cubes from Bovril. Try them. You'll buy them.
Guys, you are watching Hook, Line, and Thinker. I've got with me tonight some of our regulars. Doug next door is with us. Hello. Howdy. I've got my cousin Robin, the bandstand dancer from Southern Cali. Hey, chickadee. Hi, Doug. So Robin's with us. And for the first time in quite a while, Danny Boy's back with us. A buddy from New Jersey. Hey, mister. Thumbs up to you, too. Cool. So one of the main reasons why we decided to do this tonight, or why I decided to do it, is because there has been in the last week alone, probably close to 100 different pieces of video footage from primarily across the United States, but also around the world. And not even 20 miles up the road from where I'm at, of an overabundance of sightings. And I know we're getting closer to the full disclosure that they've been talking about here in June, but it was enough to make me wonder, especially in light of this footage that I saw up over Tacoma within the last couple of days, what in the world is going on? So I know we're kind of beating a dead horse here because all of us have gotten a chance to sit in on these conversations before. I'm glad Danny's with us tonight, though, because of the fact that he, out of the four of us, has one of the most amazing sightings that I've ever heard of firsthand. And I might actually have you just real quickly recap that for us, buddy. Your sighting here a number of years ago in Jersey. You want to briefly tell the audience what happened?
Sure. It was probably around 7, 8 o'clock at night. I was in a car with my girlfriend at the time, and we were driving, and we saw this big light in the sky. And, of course, me, I'm like, follow that. Everybody's a little freaked out about it. I'm just like, no, follow it. So my girlfriend starts driving towards it. She's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, just go. So go. And we literally get to a point where we're at a four-way intersection, and we're like right underneath of the light. And it was huge. It was sorry, that's my dog.
That's
I have
okay.
a terrier named Sharky.
That's
And
right.
So we get to this four-way intersection, and it's this giant, like egg shaped. It was like oval, but like kind of egg shaped, and it was like really bright. It was brilliant in color. And there were a couple other cars that were out there. Everybody was standing up staring at it. And I got out. This is before cell phone camera. Fortunately, there was no way to take a video unless you had an actual camera or camcorder with you. But we, just looked at it for a few, and I just remember it taking off, like, just gone. It made like the strangest noise too when that happened. And something else that I remember is about the colors. It was just like really brilliant and almost like dazzling in the way that it looked. It was
You said
colors
about
I'd never.
you said about 7 or 8 at night. So was it pitch black out, or was it like dusk where there's lights, kind of light in the sky still?
I would say it was closer to dusk, but it was in the summertime. So 7, 8 o'clock is still around that time. In Jersey,
right?
Sun's still kind of down, but
The
still.
following program is rated
Light.
TVMA for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
On it. Like when I think about it, I don't really feel like it challenges my belief and what I presuppose everything to be, because like you said, the prince of the power of the air, it's very possible that they're interdimensional and not really interplanetary. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So they could be playing a trick, perhaps on us, to try to make us think that God's not real, that none of this is real. You know what I mean? That it's all been a lie, deception. So, it's hard to to take what to take that and just say, okay,
Agreed. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I feel very strongly that this is my belief. So you guys throw it in the toilet if you wish. I believe God in the beginning created everything, and I believe He created everything, even the third of the angelic beings that ended up getting doused because they had an issue. And there's scriptures clearly saying the principalities and all those things are very real. It doesn't, and yet the enemy would love for deception and would love to create fear and wincing. And you're right. For me, my belief is so strong in God, none of that can diminish my belief. And I believe if God, whatever was created from the very beginning, there is a purpose and a plan, even the wiggly wonky things, for us to be stronger in our own personal trust muscles. Like I believe it's an ability to create trust muscles on your own personal spiritual walk. So for me, it just helps my trust muscles be stronger. There
Can
you
I
have
ask, what is the definition of wiggly wonkly?
it. Wiggly wonk. Well, wiggly wonkly is just where our subconscious mind runs 98% of our actual being and our conscious mind. So the wiggly wonky is the conscious trying to make sense, but most of our responses and all of our things that we do come from the subconscious.
Okay.
So the conscious tries to make sense, and that can get wiggly wonkily.
So don't
And I
look for
make
the
up
gold.
words.
So I don't need to search for the golden ticket, is what you're saying. Okay.
I love Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory.
Me too. I just don't want to sit in bed with my grandparents 24/7, though.
Or become big and a blueberry. So you're
Right. Unless, well, yeah, true. All right, Veruca Salt. You guys are watching Hook, Line.
This is what the Vatican has been hiding under.
Okay, I believe this is my last one, so hang on real quick. We'll just float through this.
Did the Smithsonian erase the giant?
Nope. There we go. Okay. So has anybody heard of this before?
No.
No.
But I have issues.
Okay.
No.
Issues with the whole thing. Okay, first of all, there's some very illogical co-occurring statements in both those videos. Okay. Now, first of all, if God cursed him with immortality, then why are we even talking about why haven't we killed him?
Okay.
Right? He's immortal, right? The other thing is that's even if you want to turn it on a scientific side of it, we only age and die because of particular parts of our DNA, right? Our genomes, right? That cap our lifespan. Not every creature on the planet has this. The immortal jellyfish can technically stay alive forever. Unless something
jellyfish?
Yeah, they exist.
Really?
They will never die unless they are killed by an outside force. They regenerate their cells forever. And if a jellyfish can do it, why couldn't a different organism?
Right.
And that
I've heard of the same thing going on with lobsters.
Of what?
Lobsters.
Lobsters?
Right.
Okay. MommaHeart?
I just want to make just a little statement from what the scripture says. So I just asked, what was Cain's punishment from God? So there's two different, Genesis 4:11 and 12, it says, so now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond you shall be on earth. So that is what Genesis 4:11 and 12 state about. So I have to read a little bit more to see if there's more to that.
Okay.
So a vagabond is a wanderer. You have no place, no home.
Right.
So I did not think, I did not hear that. I've never heard personally of immortality. That I don't. I don't know if God was giving immortality out as gifts or booby prizes. No offense, but
One thing I could say in addition to that is God did mention that if anybody was to strike him down or take his life, that they would receive his wrath times fold over 7 times over or something like that. That's scripture.
Okay.
So,
and the Vatican has had a lot of boo-boos, throughout. So maybe their path to destruction is because of, if they do have him, maybe that's why they suck. Excuse me. There's a lot of elements that are not well.
Right. Gabriel.
So if we assume that this is a true tale, just going off a little bit, there have been multiple stories and tropes, especially in modern media, about, immortal beings being trapped and then breaking out of whatever prison in which they're being held. And then, of course, that's the reason for the heroes to go on the journey, is to defeat this ultimate evil.
Right.
It's such a recurring theme that I have to imagine that there would have been an origin to that trope at some point,
Right. Well, okay, and you just mentioned this, and I don't know if this really plays into it or not, but as far as beings being held captive, the 4 angels underneath the Euphrates River, over the last couple of years, as the climate change has happened or whatever, the Euphrates River has dried to a point where, and in scripture, it says that when there's no more water in the Euphrates River, when those waters run dry, the 4 angels that are held underneath will be unleashed. And there has been video footage, more so audio footage, of people in that area taking video of the cracks at the bottom of the Euphrates River, and noises can be heard coming up from the bowels underneath it. To the point, and they don't it doesn't sound like shifting rock. It doesn't sound like anything natural. It's more like moans.
That's creepy.
Yeah. So, and that plays into Christian prophecy too, as well. And I don't know how that figures in with the Muslims and Islam, but so that kind of thing. So yeah, Gabriel.
Comment on that. When I was in homeschool, we learned a lot about the Tigris-Euphrates River and the Mesopotamians and the breadbasket of civilization. So if that's where a lot of like modern history really started, like it's not surprising to me that that would have also been a place of power for supernatural entities. Like,
oh yeah,
it makes sense that if the supernatural entities of power were there, they would have granted more skills, more knowledge, more power to the peoples that were already living there.
Right, right. Well, and that's one of the things that actually, like, the Fallen are known for, is that they brought knowledge to the human race, knowledge of, I mean, a number of things. And, you know, gosh, it's just like every other rabbit hole we jump down. There's so much more that we could talk about as far as all this goes. My main reason for wanting to cover this today, though, was basically Vatican secrets. Because the Vatican is, then there again, only they would know for sure, but there is so much weird stuff associated with the Vatican in particular. And because of the fact, I think too, that they are sovereign nation?
They're by themselves.
Exactly. So they self-police, they self-govern, they self-rule, which keeps a lot of other entities from being able to access that.
However,
yes.
Think about how much the Nazi regime took artwork, artifacts, I mean, all over Europe, right? They broke in everywhere. They got a bad replica of the Amber Room. I mean, they were after everything, and they did not bust into the Vatican, and that tells me something.
Oh, they didn't?
The Vatican
Have
also
you ever heard
holds,
of anything coming out of the Vatican?
No.
they also hold secret audio or music from ancient coral, or like, which has a very interesting vibration, or what is it, the hertz that actually are healing hertz that they have taken, and not because of you know, whatever there is, but most of it is when we have to hide anything, what is your hide purpose? And you know, I think the pharmaceutical companies do not want anything that can create healing by just listening, which hurts if you know, hertz is a pretty powerful vibration and frequency.
Oh, yeah.
128 hertz.
What's that?
128 hertz is the healing hertz.
Okay. Well, and you can turn on YouTube videos and actually hear that. Or
Well,
watch that,
the
or-
only element is the pure form of that is the right now, you know, that is nice. We can have that, but there's some deeper
It's
elements.
a replication.
What?
It's a replicated frequency.
Yes, anyway, that's just something. I mean, so why would you hide healing frequencies, or why would you hide I forget what it's called, but the when I was in Israel, in the resonance of this one cathedral, this man was singing, and literally the entire place, he was facing a wall, and it literally ruminated. He was not singing loud, but it filled the entire facility. It was
I've heard about that. I've heard about those kind of places.
Powerful. So I've felt it personally, and so, you know, there is reasons why there's a lot of things that are hidden in the Vatican for their own purposes. So
well, and the Vatican is known for hiding everything. Oh, Celeste.
I was just going to say, going back to Cain, you know, there are some legendary sources that identify Cain as the original vampire.
Yeah.
And if that were the case, you can imagine all sorts of reasons the Vatican would want to hide that. So I just think that's interesting. We have accounts going all the way back to like Beowulf identifying Cain as the original progenitor of vampirism. So, and Cain also says in, I believe it's Genesis 4:13, that God has given him a curse he cannot bear.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the idea of immortality mixed with that constant hunger that a vampire would feel would decidedly be the kind of curse that one would describe as something they cannot bear.
Oh, and can you imagine for forever? You know that
Forever.
I mean, yeah, forever is a very long time, and I can't even imagine. Gabriel, did you have something you wanted to interject?
I can't remember what it was, but the meeting says it's closing in less than a minute.
Okay, well, gosh, guys, this was fun. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after these messages. You are listening to Hook, Learn, and Thinker, a podcast here on the Groove Zone Network. For MommaHeart, Gabriel, Oz, Celeste, Fury, and Hero Protagonist, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.